I know you're tired, but it's time to wake up. You have to eat. Mommy's boob is engorged. I need you to relieve me. This is teamwork here. I feed you. You help me not be engorged. It's wakey time. It's wakey time. There she goes.
Come on, boo-boo. Good morning. Good evening.
Morning.
Come on.
Good
Wake up.
morning.
Wake up.
Good morning.
Come on.
Kenny.
Give us a good stretch. Come on.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. She is over here drowning my child.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
She's talking about she's being such a good sport about
She
it.
is being a good sport about it. She's literally drowning.
Oh my
Look
gosh,
at
why do you
it.
have so much milk? We just wanted to cut the camera on for a second because we have some things to talk about while baby feeds, because that's like her life now. So it probably won't be a lot of videos that she won't be feeding at this point.
Right.
And so what? Baby has to eat too, right?
Yeah. Okay, before we do this, can you get a bib? Because she's drowning.
You sure I don't need a full towel? Alright, we're back at it again.
Kind of. When she latches, we're in full effect.
Well, how would you latch with a river coming down your throat?
She's laughing too.
We just woke up. I swear this is becoming like my nap time.
Can you put a pillow behind me, please?
Kennedy, the sun's going down. So we're trying to catch the good light, but Kennedy won't latch and the sun's going down, so. There you go, baby.
Hey guys.
Hey, we're back. We're finally
We
here.
are back.
We made it.
We made it. She's off again.
Okay. So Kennedy just latched on and she's getting frustrated. So Paige just said the infamous black mom line. What was that, babe?
It hurts you just as much as it hurts me.
I can't.
Okay. Alright, I think we're good. And roll.
And we're good. So hey guys, it's Ty.
And Paige.
And before we get started, we wanted to say welcome to our new subscribers. We have quite a bit of new subscribers.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I didn't even say subscribers. 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 I'm smiling and saying at the same time. We have new subscribers and we've reached 1,000 subscribers.
Whoop, whoop.
And we just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you,
welcome.
thank you.
Some people have like been down since the beginning and they know like all
Everything
about our
we've been
journey,
through.
everything. We love all our supporters.
We really do. We really appreciate all the support that we get from you guys, and we love the interaction and the feedback. So keep it coming because we definitely enjoy that, and we'll keep giving y'all what y'all want.
Yeah, as we always say, this channel was never started for just vlogging, but it's turned into that because we've gotten so much support. It was just for family while we're here on the West Coast, but hey, we're gonna keep it rolling.
We are.
Okay, so today's video is just a little bit of our birthing process, the water birth, and we had a couple questions, so we wanted to answer it and give you guys some footage from that wonderful day where we welcomed Kennedy into the world.
Right, right.
We have a few notes because, you know, we're
new moms and we can't remember anything.
And sleep deprived, and just this one's recovering from mommy brain anyway.
So let's talk about the week leading up to the birth. Yeah?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead.
You want to start there?
Mm-hmm.
So the week leading up to the birth, we hit the 40-week mark,
And then it seemed like days were going by. Every day was going by, and I was not having any contractions, no Braxton Hicks, no nothing. And then all of a sudden, 41 weeks hits, and we started getting nervous because the midwife will only deliver a baby between the weeks of 36 and 42. 37 and 42. And we were in that window, but we were approaching 42 weeks. If we didn't have the baby naturally by 42 weeks, by the time we hit the 42-week mark, they were going to induce our labor, and we would have had to go to the hospital, and the water birth idea would have been totally out the window. So we started getting antsy, and we started doing all of these things to naturally induce labor. I was going to acupuncture, and the acupuncturist was working on certain points. I was dancing. Ty was putting essential oils on certain induction points on my body. I'd taken castor oil. I drank castor oil in orange juice.
Yeah, the midwife recommended that as kind of as a last resort, but also if you don't want to do the membrane sweep, and the membrane sweep we hear is very painful.
Right, and we wanted to try to avoid that. So we were opting for other methods. So I tried the castor oil. I tried to do different exercises, and I was bouncing on the ball.
We walked the beach a couple times.
Yes, walked on the sand because they said walking on the sand is more strenuous and it helps induce labor. We tried to do so many things, and Kennedy was not having it. So we were like 41 weeks and one day. And she came in the middle of the night. I started getting contractions, and then it led up to the morning of the birth. So hypnobabies. We got a couple of questions about hypnobabies. Hypnobabies is something that I started maybe around month 4 or 5 of the pregnancy. Hypnobabies is basically a hypnosis / meditation that you practice daily in order to get you in the right mindset to go through a birth and have a positive experience during the birth. I got a lot of interesting feedback when I told people that I was doing it. Some people were totally for it, and some people were a little skeptical about it. Either way, I continued with it throughout the whole process, and it actually worked for me, keeping me calm. Though I didn't want to hear the lady or any of the hypnobirthing tracks on the day of the birth, I definitely had a lot of the things in my mind replaying over and over again. This is all part of the journey. My body was made to do this. I'm stronger than I believe. I'm able to do this. I'm able to birth this baby. I'm going to meet my baby soon. We're gonna work together to get through this experience. There's just a lot of positive affirmations that I was saying to myself, reminders that came from the Hypnobabies tracks. So it definitely worked.
Yeah, what I liked about Hypnobabies was that they had partner tracks, so the partner could also listen to tracks as well and have a positive mindset about birthing. It told the partner what their role was, how I was the voice for her. So if someone was talking too loud, or you didn't want someone in the room, or if she wanted something, I was that voice for her. Constantly supporting her, encouraging her, telling her that she could do it. So I really liked it. I really liked Hypnobabies, and it was a positive experience for me as well, and I enjoyed seeing her in such a calm state.
And it helps that she was on board with that, because we were able to kind of work off of each other and keep each other balanced during the whole experience. So Hypnobabies definitely worked. I'm a huge proponent of it. Even if you don't use it on the day of, so what? You might not use it the way you think you're going to use it, but it definitely comes into play if you use it correctly over the months preceding. And don't get me wrong, I fell asleep during most of the tracks while I was listening to them. And there were some days that I skipped and I didn't listen to any tracks at all, but it really helped me get into the right mindset for the birth.
Some people wanted to know about if you were scared, also about no meds.
So I wasn't scared going into labor and delivery. It was something that, like I said, Hypnobabies had gotten me into a really good positive mindset. So it didn't, I didn't fear the experience.
Well, even before Hypnobabies, how did you feel about giving birth?
So I was really excited about being pregnant. But when it came to giving birth, I think that there was some fear associated with it based on what you see on TV, you know, women screaming and going like it's the worst pain ever, and then hearing other people's experiences and saying how, you know, how hard it was and how painful it was. There was some fear associated with it, but Hypnobabies definitely helped me to release some of that fear.
And that's the point of it. They have fear releasing tracks that teaches you how to release your fears and all the negative mindsets when it comes to childbirthing, because every woman's childbirth is different. So you can't take on the negative mindset that mine is going to be like hers. Right. So it kind of gives you a clean slate.
So yeah, so there I kind of released that fear way before I got to labor and delivery. But in the beginning, I definitely had some fear when it came to it. Obviously, every woman's going to have some fear. But also, I opted to not have any pain meds, right? Not have any pain.
Usually with the midwife, there's no option to have pain meds.
Which was a good thing, because I knew going in that I made the decision not to be induced and not to have an epidural. I didn't want anything being stuck in my back. I just kind of wanted to go through the experience. My body was made to give birth, and I knew that I would be fine if I did the things that I was supposed to do and I remained calm or whatever. And I was fine. I was totally fine. There was no option for pain meds, so it never even crossed my mind. I think that when you're in a situation where there's pain meds optional, it's easier to be like, oh, just forget it, just give me pain meds. But if the option isn't there, you kind of learn to get through and work with yourself.
Someone asked us about finding a midwife and choosing water birth versus a hospital. I mean, I guess I can talk about that. Okay. We had the idea of choosing a midwife or doing a water birth pretty early, and we were looking into midwives and birthing centers just to get pricing. We found out that the insurance company covered some of it, so we were looking to see what providers were
what doctors were covered under our provider.
Someone asked, how do you get started with that? In the US, finding a midwife isn't as common as like other countries, but you can Google it, look for midwives in your area. Birthing centers usually have midwives. You can find doulas possibly in your area, which is like support for childbirth, and they sometimes can refer you to midwives. All right, camera went dead. So look up birthing centers, because usually they're associated with midwives. You can look up doulas. Doulas usually can refer you to a midwife, or you can talk to your insurance company to see if any midwives are covered that way.
Went to the insurance company website, put in midwifery, and you know, whoever came up, we just put them on Yelp and saw what their reviews were and kind of went that way. We got lucky and we found a really good, reputable place that had good reviews on Yelp that was also covered under my insurance. But they don't really cover all of it. If I were to go to the hospital, all of my medical expenses would have been covered in the hospital when it comes to labor and delivery, as opposed to the midwifery, where we ended up paying $3,000 out of pocket to have a birth at the birth center. If we were to do it at home, I think it would have been more around $6,000. But we opted to do a birth center, and the birth center was also about a block away from the hospital, so should there be any complications, we were very close to a hospital.
Also, that was with the insurance company covering a good portion of it. Just keep in mind that having a birth at home or with a midwife or birthing center, the price, the cost, it could be different, much different than having it in the hospital. Unfortunately, here in the States, it's more difficult than in other countries, and we're hoping in the future that changes, because it's a beautiful experience, and midwives have the same education as OBs. We went to an OB at the beginning, actually, and we didn't like it at all. We actually ended up transferring maybe after like 2-3 appointments, and we got in with a midwife because
they're more aligned with what we thought, what we feel, how we wanted to go through with our birth. The hospital was just, well, the OB was more about traditional ways in the US, meaning with the pain meds, leaning more towards a C-section. They say if needed, but you know, that's always the way that it goes, because they always tell you that's what's needed. So we just felt more comfortable with the midwifery. They more aligned with us. That was it.
Yes. A good documentary is The Business of Being Born. If you want to check that out and
Ricky Lake.
Yes, start your research with like the midwife or natural birth, birth versus the hospital.
Right.
Before, you know, we're open, and we think that any way that you bring a beautiful life into this world is your choice. It's your body, your choice. All of it's beautiful, but you know, everybody has their preferences, and if you prefer to do it, you know, through a water birth or with a midwife, it's good to know that those options are there.
Absolutely. Someone asked about a water birth and being afraid of having things floating in the water. Let me tell you, I am like super particular. I will not like sit in most jacuzzis like without putting my hands underneath my butt. I don't want my butt touching the bottom of anything. We are in a home right now that we rent, and because I did not put in the tubs in the house, I will not sit my butt in any of the tubs in the house. I'm very funny with things like that, and I surely don't want anything floating in the water. Matter of fact, I asked them, I was like, in advance, a couple weeks before, I was like, so if like I poop while I'm giving birth, what happens with the floaties? And they were like, don't worry, we just fish them out with a little net. So I'm like really concerned about that. And we watch so many birthing videos, and there's not much that floats in the water. When I gave birth, it was a totally different story. I had like everything inside of me in the water. Like my water was like brown and red, okay? It was from like the blood and everything. And honestly, once the baby came, even going through the process, I didn't even care. It was just comfortable for me. And I was happy that the baby was there. None of that stuff even crossed my mind. And I'm super OCD when it comes to stuff like that. And it didn't bother me at all. Never even crossed my mind.
Someone said something about the, excuse me, the water being cold. They kept running hot water, and it had like a little thermometer in there. You're going to see like a little rubber ducky in the tub, which happens to be a thermometer. They had that in the tub, and they monitored the temperature all the time. So they let some water out, run hot water. And someone also said something about their skin being dry. They're worried about their skin being dry. You don't worry about any of that.
Listen,
either.
I got out of that tub. They didn't want me to shower, so they just kind of washed me off. So all the blood and stuff that I was sitting in, they just kind of wiped me down. The midwife and the nurse wiped me down. And I didn't put on any lotion. Not that day, not the next day, not the next day after that. Probably not the next day after that either. Oh guys, just to let you guys know, I've had some relief with my hemorrhoids. They're not gone yet. Okay, is that good? They're not gone yet, but I have some relief. So when I'm standing for a period of time or sitting up, I'm not uncomfortable.
Mama.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
This little one.
So yes, I have some relief with that. So, and thank you guys for all your suggestions in regards to that. It helped, and I did more research, and I got a few things, and my hemorrhoids are under control. Thank you.
So yeah, so anything else?
Was there anything else?
I mean, she went for massages to the chiropractor and acupuncture once a week. Right. Just about alternating, like a massage one week, chiropractor another week. No, massage and chiropractor was
all together, and then I would do acupuncture
the next week. Her positioning was a little off.
The baby's position, was a little off. Well, in a few weeks before the birth, she was head down, but her head was supposed to be facing my back, and it was actually facing my stomach at times, and at other times she was facing like the side. So we worked with the chiropractor and the acupuncturist. We worked together to try to get the baby in proper positioning, and then I did some exercises at home to help keep her in that position, which worked because come time for the birth, she was in perfect position.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. The gist of the birthing experience, and we have some footage for you guys so you can see what we went through, which was an amazing experience.
Right.
And we hope that any woman out there who wishes to have the same experience can do so. And we are pushing and hoping that in the next few years, the sooner the better, that these insurance companies
will start covering midwifery,
midwives and doulas, and going back to the natural way of giving birth, and just empowering women that they can do it. Like I said, it's your choice, however you want to do it, however you feel most comfortable giving birth. There's no right or wrong way.
Right.
But for the women who wish to do it this way, we're hoping that the opportunity is there for them, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So we hope you guys enjoy the footage. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace. Girl, you got this. You're psyching yourself up. Tell her she got it, boo-boo. Say, mommy, you got it. Tell her. Say, you got it, mommy. Alrighty. Good morning, guys. I look like a mad scientist. It's like 5 a.m. Paige has been in labor for the last hour and a half. She woke me up after she was having contractions 8 minutes apart. So now we're just getting ready. She's upstairs listening to Beyonce, and she just started listening to Wobble before I came downstairs. So I think it's pretty safe to say that today is the day that we will have baby K, February 25th, 2018. I'm pretty excited. She's a trooper. She's doing well. The contractions are about a minute long. They're still a little irregular, so they're about between 5 and 9 minutes apart. But she's doing well. So yeah, we will check in with you guys when they progress and after we call the midwife. All right. You got this, baby. Alright, we're walking out the door, and we'll be back with the baby. Alright, so we just got to the birthing center, and they checked her, and the baby's head is on its way down. We saw hair and everything. So now we are about to set up the room and the cameras and have this baby.
contractions happen.
Baby, you're amazing. You're amazing.
He's getting down there. You feel that?
Are you hungry? Do you feel hungry?
Not like really to eat a meal, but yeah. Oh, my hemorrhoid is like huge.
Really?
Come on, pass.
You got it, baby. It's gonna pass.
Okay.
See a crown, which you call crowning, when you see the top of the baby's head. We're going to give baby the time it needs to stretch the area. So that mom and baby have a nice relationship with each other. When the baby's head comes out, the baby has to what we call restitute. In the position the baby's actually coming. Because their head will be positioned a different way, and then it will turn one way or the other.
Okay.
When the baby restitutes, our hands will be on the baby's head. And we're going to give gentle. She's going to push. We're not pulling the baby out. Nobody ever pulls babies out. We're basically just kind of giving that nice, gentle traction downwards to free the shoulder, one of the anterior shoulders against the pubic bone, and help get that shoulder underneath that pubic bone. Okay. And then once that happens, she pushes again. The baby slides right out.
It opens the birth canal more too. It gives the baby more room to push out, to come out.
Okay.
We're already doing it then. we see the baby's
Yeah, we
head.
can see about 50 cents worth. I think it's really good.
I can imagine that she might be very great, but long enough.
So what the baby's doing now is it's just molding in through the birth canal, so it can fit through.
Okay.
Go, baby.
The baby's just stretching the skin out there.
Yes, I feel that. It feels good.
So on your next set of pushing, do your very best to push all that energy into the baby and away from her legs and away from her shoulders. I feel a lot of strength in your legs right now.
Okay.
I need you to put that towards the baby.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mom, we're going to bring your hand into your feet. Okay? Push a little bit, push a little bit. Lift up a little bit. Lift your bottom up just a little bit. There you go. Okay.
Okay, yep. Try it. Yep, no cord.
No cord. Okay, you want to bring your baby?
Yes.
Bring your baby.
Woo!
41.
Come on, come on. Cry for us. Cry for us. Say hello. 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 Baby. Hello. It's okay. Hello. 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 I need you to say hello. 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 You're taking this personally. It's not really that big. Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're at 56 and a half.
What's 56 and a half, young lady? Right here. So she is 22 and a half inches.
She's tall.
You can blame that on your mom. 8 pounds, 6.5 ounces. 8 pounds what? 6.5 ounces.
8'6".
And those are 8. Actually, I kind of want you to do skin to skin more, and I want you to make a burrito right now, so you could just bring her up with this.
Okay. Just one more push, and I was like, but I didn't want to not push, and then she go back up. Like I did all of this work together. Oh, Kennedy, who did it?
Mommy. She's easily consolable.
Yeah. You probably have.
Can I see it? Yeah. Alrighty. We hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Thank you guys for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. We really appreciate that. We did have another question, which was about the donor. People wanted to know his race and how we chose him. The next video we'll dedicate to our donor, and we'll tell you all about that experience.
All right.
Till next time.
Peace.